What's a sentence that will trigger a fanbase? Terraria? Isn't that just 2D Minecraft? This is our year, Maple Leaf fans. Zelda is a really good swordsman and always saves the princess. The Winds of Winter release date has just been announced. George R.R. Martin will never finish the series and is too busy sleeping on a pile of money to really care much. You threw a tantrum at McDonald's for Szechuan sauce because your hero Rick mentioned it once. What is something legal in the US that shouldn't be? Foreclosure. Abuse of the public trust is a felony in Singapore. Appoint your brother-in-law to a paid political position. Both of you go to prison. Ticketmaster. Free trials that require a credit card information. Corporations and businesses buying all the housing. Insurance companies charging fortunes for medications that don't have to cost that much just so they can get their cut. Edit. I'm getting a lot of replies how this isn't entirely because of insurance companies but more the ridiculous prices set on medical care. My point was more about how in the United States health problems can bankrupt people. What are the morning rules that you have set with your partner that drastically improved the quality of your relationship? Mornings are for coffee and contemplation. Not really rules but routine. We always get up early and make breakfast, just the two of us, before our daughter wakes up. It gives us morning alone time and doesn't feel rushed. We take extra care not to wake each other up if we wake up before each other and watch TV or go on our phones. Magical. There is no talking before 6 a.m. Has saved us from any number of dumb bickerments. We sleep with separate blankets. We'll hop under the same blanket if we are awake, but once we are ready for bed we wrap ourselves in our own personal blankets. The freedom is amazing. If you don't get up at the same time, the earlier riser does the morning chores. The later riser does the evening chores. That way the person who gets up earliest doesn't resent that their wake-up time landed them with chores, because they know they'll have the evening off. And the person who sleeps later can do so guilt-free, knowing they will handle the evening. What lie have you told about yourself to other people for so long that you now act as if it's true? I have a seafood allergy. I only lied about it once because I actually thought I was allergic, and somehow everyone in my social circle became aware of it. After figuring out it was just hives due to a stressful week, it became too awkward to correct people. So now I just don't eat seafood in public. I've been telling my dentist that I regularly floss for about 3 decades. Not a lie. More like a conspiracy. My oldest brother is 19 years older than I am. As soon as I was born he moved to Hawaii. Like pieced the fuck outta Clearwater. FL. He and I are not close. At all. He's a high-ranking officer in the U.S. Air Force. And has seen some shit. But like not once have I ever sent him a letter or care package. In fact, he's the only sibling to where neither of us wish each other a happy birthday. Like 13 to 15-ish years ago I was drinking with my buddies and told them how wild it would be if he was actually my father. And when I was born my grandparents told him to get fucked as they would take the responsibility of raising me. So the conspiracy I started back in like 2009 I think has now spiraled into where when I see my buddies they will always ask how my brother dad is doing. I'm fine. I'm happy. I'm just tired. I currently work in a facility where most of my coworkers are mentally challenged in one way or another. I was talking to a group, and a girl burped. She was embarrassed. So I said it was cool. And I gave it a rank of 6 out of 10 and then listed some ways to improve it. I don't care for burping. I don't hate it. I just don't care. But now, all of my coworkers not only believe I love burps but also want the high score. So, at random times of the day, I will hear, "Hey, I psych control," Listen, New York. What's my score? Quote. That I'm a reformed kleptomaniac. I'm actually not at all reformed. I'm just much more careful and selective. I don't shoplift at all. Anymore. And I mostly stick to things that won't be missed. But the compulsion is still there and as strong as ever. I've told everyone that knows how I used to be that I've completely stopped stealing. But it's a lie. What screams bad parenting? People who let their children just approach strangers' dogs and taunt them. There are so many reactive dogs, and to just let your child just run up to the dog's face is an awful idea. If something bad happens, the dog will pay the price. Always ask and be cautious. I caught a flight with a friend, his wife, and their 6-year-old. The instant we touched down, the wife jumped up and ran to the front of the plane for complicated luggage reasons. The staff yelled at her to sit down and she got into an argument. So my friend went up to support her. Eventually they got off the plane and left their son. When I walked past, he was still belted into his seat, wondering what was going on. When parents shame or ignore the interests, hobbies of their child. Children who bang the glass at zoos and aquariums. Defending your child when they are clearly in the wrong. When parents don't say no to their kids. Subscribe, my brothers.